Hey, what's up, Crypto Army? I'm Travis, your crypto newbie, bringing you my experiences so you don't have to learn things the hard way. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor, and none of my content should be viewed as financial advice. If you like what my channel offers, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and turn on notifications so you get notified whenever I publish new content. It also really helps me grow this channel and make sure that other people that might find my content interesting have access to it. Today, what are we going to talk about? I was thinking we'd talk about the various exchanges and wallet options that are out there. I'm not going to go through an exhaustive list. I'm just going to kind of broad strokes over the ones that I like and things that you might find interesting. So let's dive in. So what is a crypto exchange? In its simplest form, it's not much different than a stock exchange. That program that you use to do your stock trades, it's almost the exact same thing, except for its focuses on cryptocurrency. It's just a place for consumers to buy and sell cryptocurrencies based on what they're looking for and based off the market prices. It's not that much different than what you would expect for a stock exchange. There's two primary types of transactions on a crypto exchange. It's fiat currency, your dollars, your euros, and exchanging that into crypto. And then there's also the crypto to crypto exchanges, exchanging Ethereum for Cardano or Ethereum for say Tama. And that's really what it comes down to for the exchanges for crypto. There's three primary types of crypto exchanges: centralized, decentralized, and a hybrid of the two. So with that, let's dig into centralized exchanges. So a centralized exchange is probably the closest to a stock exchange visually, as well as what they can do and how they operate. They're usually governed by a company, and sometimes that company is even on the stock exchange and is being traded on the stock exchange. They usually offer faster transaction speeds than decentralized exchanges, but with blockchain developments in recent years, it's actually getting pretty comparable. For a centralized exchange, the company normally knows who you are. In order to sign up for a centralized exchange, you have to prove who you are most of the time. So it's nearly impossible to be anonymous on a centralized exchange. And there are a lot of centralized exchanges. On the screen here, I've got a list from CoinMarketCap of many of the most common. So Binance, Coinbase Exchange, Kraken, those are generally considered the top three as far as centralized exchanges go. There's a whole bunch of other ones like Bitmart, and you can scroll down the list, go to CoinMarketCap, and you can kind of check it out yourself. And these are all the spot exchanges. And then Coinbase, this is their website if you want to go check them out. This is the one I generally recommend. Again, it's not financial advice, but Coinbase is pretty user-friendly for somebody just getting into crypto that's looking for a centralized exchange. They've got a lot of different cryptos that are on their exchange, and they generally list new ones pretty much every week. There's something new being added. So that's where I would recommend starting if you're getting into the crypto space. There's other options out there, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a minute, but that's probably where I would recommend starting is here. And with that, let's talk decentralized exchange. Now, a decentralized exchange is nothing like your traditional stock trading platform. It's usually an automated process without any kind of a company. It's definitely not on the stock exchange, at least not yet. They're considered very secure, very fast in comparison. Anonymous, you don't always have to register who you are. A lot of times, and I'll show you here in a second how easy these are. There's absolutely nothing linking you to the decentralized exchange. It's completely anonymous. There's not a lot of controls put in place other than the smart contracts, which kind of run everything on a decentralized exchange. So it automates a lot of what's going on so that you don't have all those human error issues. So it's just an automated process. So they're usually, because it's an automated process, it's also got limited functionality. Yeah, you can't usually do limit buys or sells. It's generally whatever the market price is kind of what you're going to get. And you just kind of have to pick the right time to purchase if you're trying to get a specific price. And you have to monitor it. So there's no way to set I'd like to buy it at this time, at this price, those kinds of things. It doesn't work that way for decentralized exchanges most of the time. It's also considered less likely to be hacked than a centralized exchange. But these days, anything's possible. Anything can be hacked. So just because they're considered to be more hack-proof doesn't mean that they are 100% hack-proof. But they are considered to be more secure. Since they are generally not managed by a company, it's harder for a government to shut them down. But the governments can still block access to them. So just because there's no company to shut down, it doesn't mean that it's going to go away. And most stuff that's built on the blockchain is there forever. So it's hard to get things off the blockchain because that's kind of the point of blockchain. So here's a list of all the decentralized exchanges. There's, I believe, 106 right now, or 105 on this particular list, and there's probably more that aren't listed on CoinMarketCap, but there are a lot of decentralized exchanges. So Uniswap, PancakeSwap, SushiSwap, Uniswap, there are a lot, and this is just version 2 versus version 3. They rolled up a new version, but a lot of people still use version 2 for certain things. But there are a lot of decentralized exchanges. This one is SafeMoonSwap. This is relatively new, came out in the last month or so, so you can kind of take a look at this one on your own time and see it's very limited right now for a swap. It's got only a handful of options. If I click on these, you'll kind of see there's not a lot of options, right? So there's just not. Now you can change it. Right now we're looking at the Binance, the BEP20 tokens. You can actually do BEP20 or Binance and Ethereum on this, which is why I'm showing you this one, because it's got a lot of promise for the future moving forward. If you want to connect your wallet, and we're going to talk a little bit about wallets here, you would just click these buttons here. And then it's got some settings that you can change here as well. So that's kind of your orientation. And what you're going to see, here's ShibaSwap. This one started a few months ago. A little bit different than what the SafeMoon set up as. It's got its prices up here. You can connect your wallet, and then you've got a whole bunch of different options that you can stake tokens if that's what you want to do, or you can provide liquidity. You can do a whole bunch of different functions from this particular decentralized exchange. So I'm showing you that one just to kind of show that there's a lot of different options out there. Most of them will look like this, which kind of looks like the SafeMoon one. So just keep that in mind, is a lot of them look the same. Uniswap, very similar. I mean, not a lot of variety there. They're very simple, but really, how does this compare to that stock trading program that you're used to seeing? Have you ever seen a stock trading program that was that simple? I doubt it. So that's really what you get with the decentralized exchange. It's a very simple interface, very simple to understand what to do and how it works. Depending on, now SafeMoonSwap, that is going to be cross-chain, so you can have multiple blockchains that you can interact with. Most of the time the exchanges don't. So PancakeSwap, you're looking at primarily just your BNB is what you're looking at swapping here, right? So pretty much anything that's a BEP20. Now they do have some Ethereum on here. I mean, you can see SafeMoon's on here, but generally what you're going to use PancakeSwap is for your BEP20 stuff. Same thing with this. You're going to see a lot of everything that's on the Binance chain for blockchain. You're not going to see Cardano, for example, on here. Now, if you go over here to Uniswap, Uniswap is Ethereum based. So that's really why I'm showing you these two, and then I'm showing you these other ones. ShibaSwap is also Ethereum based. SafeMoon is going to be across the board. Ideally, it'll work with every token that's out there and every coin that's out there, provided it's considered a secure token. It's not going to be a rug pull. And if I'm saying any terms that you don't remember, just go back to my terms video, and that'll help you out with some of this. But this is your Ethereum-based tokens that you're really going to be, and there's a lot of them. The Ethereum network has a lot of stuff on it. So that's really what you're going to use Uniswap for. And hopefully that helps understand what a CEX, centralized exchange, in comparison to a decentralized exchange. And with that, let's move on to hybrid exchanges. So hybrid exchange is exactly the way that it sounds. It's got aspects of both. And I don't have anything to show you for a hybrid exchange. Um, I can't think of a reason to use a hybrid exchange, to be honest with you. Um, Most of what I've been having to use is decentralized exchanges, and then I use centralized exchanges to some degree. But hybrid exchanges is not something that I've had to use much in my crypto experience. But they can offer you benefits from both, right? So you can get, that's the benefit of a hybrid, is that you can pick and choose based off of what people prefer and build an exchange that works for everybody. So what are some examples of hybrid exchanges? EIDO, EIDOO. It operates on the Ethereum network. You can go look that one up if you're interested in it. Legolas, this is kind of like for your institutional investors. There's a lot of transparency built into that hybrid exchange. And then there's CEX. It's a favorite for brokers to use. And that's really the three types of exchanges that are out there. If you want more information on hybrids, just let me know and I'll do a more detailed review in hybrid. But most people are not going to be looking for hybrid exchanges, so I'm not going to focus a lot of time on that. Now I'm going to mention two other options here, Robinhood and Webull. So I'll cover Robinhood first. Now Robinhood, most of you probably will know if you've done stocks before. If you're new to crypto and you've done stocks, then Robinhood's probably something you've heard about. Now they haven't had the best news recently, but it's a pretty good platform to use, especially if you're just getting into crypto, because it's going to be very familiar from the stock exchange perspective or trying to do stock stuff. It's a very common interface to work with. It's very user friendly. It's kind of the iPhone equivalent is what I would call it. Android's far more complicated for most people. At least that's what I keep being told. And then the iPhone is kind of the simple. It's a very sleek interface, easy to use. It's got aspects of your centralized exchange. It doesn't really have a lot of decentralized exchange aspects. So I would classify this one more as a CEX or some sort of a weird hybrid between a stock exchange and a crypto exchange. But there's only 7 options on here. You're only going to be able to do anything with 7 different cryptos. The bigger ones, Ethereum, Bitcoin, that kind of stuff. But you're very limited on your options for Robinhood. Now they're talking about adding other cryptos in the future, so that might be something to look forward to down the road. If you're not looking to do anything outside of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and kind of the big cryptos, then Robinhood might be what you need. It's very easy to use. You're going to get tax paperwork at the end of the year from them, so you don't have to worry about the tax paperwork. So that might be what you're looking for. It might be great. And I'll be honest, I use Robinhood as well. There's no fee for exchanges or for trades. So it's a great way for, if you're working with the big cryptos, of avoiding any kind of gas fees or transaction fees, because there isn't any. So it's a great, I use it primarily for day trading. But I don't do a lot of it, so I don't reach out the limits. But it's a good app, and that's why I'm recommending it. I don't get any money from you going to Robinhood. I don't have any links for Robinhood in my video description for you to go click on. So I just recommend it because it's an easy to use program. Next, let's talk about Webull. So for Webull, a lot more options than Robinhood, but it's also got the benefits of both worlds. So you've got the crypto, and then you've also got the stock market. So lots of different options on Webull. It's a little bit more complicated system than using Robinhood, but you also have more options. So if you're looking for experiencing some of those other cryptos that Robinhood doesn't have, then Webull might be what you're looking for. And they're constantly adding and trying to diversify their crypto portfolio as well. So this might be another good option for you. Plus, there's, again, very similar to Robinhood, there's no trading fees. So 0 trading fees for moving things around. And that's nice. Losing money every time you trade on PancakeSwap and Uniswap or SafeLink Swap, that can get old really quick, especially on the Ethereum network where some of the gas fees are, like I said, $150 if you were watching my previous video. So no fees is really nice. One of the tokens that I also own is Shiba Inu, and they just added it to Webull. Well, Ethereum, it's on the Ethereum network, so some of the fees for trading Shiba Inu are pretty significant. So if I can avoid those, it seems like it's a good option. But you miss some of the other options that you wouldn't have at other exchanges. So decentralized exchanges and some of the token developers are the ability to stake and build and earn essentially dividends is a nice option. Using liquidity pools, you can make some extra money that way as well. So you can't do those things with Robinhood or Webull. So good to be aware of that. Next, let's talk wallets. All right, so for wallets, let's talk about some of the options. And right now I've got the Coinbase wallet up there. Now, Coinbase wallet, you can't access it from an interface on the computer. You have to use your phone for using Coinbase wallet. So the first step would be to get a Coinbase account. And just for everybody's information, Coinbase is a little bit more confusing in the regard that there's different options. So there's the Coinbase account, then there's the Coinbase Pro account, and then there's the Coinbase wallet account. All three of them are different. So in theory, you could have 3 apps on your phone for Coinbase. One for Coinbase Pro, and one for the Coinbase wallet. All you really need to have is Coinbase and the Coinbase wallet. So get a Coinbase account, and then you can get a Coinbase wallet account. When you can actually buy directly from the Coinbase wallet, but what it does is it goes back to Coinbase to do the transaction, and then it puts it in your Coinbase wallet. That's usually what I do. It's the easiest way to do it. And you can use your credit card, just use your credit card or your debit card right inside the wallet to buy Ethereum or whatever the options there. Most of the time I'm buying Ethereum with it, and fees are generally pretty minimal. So it's a great way to buy, and then once it's in the Coinbase wallet, you can transfer it to other places if you need to. So that's why I recommend Coinbase wallet as a go-to option for pretty much anybody that's getting into crypto. Next is Trust Wallet. So for Trust Wallet is another great option. Trust Wallet is a multi-chain wallet, so it works with pretty much everything. You can put pretty much any coin inside of the Trust-based wallet. So you might ask, well, so why would you use this over Coinbase? Well, the fees are significantly less on Coinbase wallet. Plus, on Coinbase wallet, you're really just using your credit card or your debit card directly. With Trust Wallet, you're going through an intermediary in order to do the transaction. So you'll use Simplex or you use MoonPay. And I've had fees on both of those that were over $150. It just kind of varies. It depends on what you're trying to. It's what's going on with the market when you're doing the purchase. But I hate buying stuff on Trust Wallet because it costs so much more. But when I need to use Trust Wallet to make purchases, it's usually to buy the Binance Smart Chain. So you can't buy Binance Smart Chain on Coinbase wallet. So you have to use the Trust Wallet if you're trying to do a BEP20 token. If all of that confused you, let me know in the comments and I'll try to clarify it, or I'll do another video kind of talking about Ethereum versus Binance just to help you out. But that is the second wallet that I recommend. As a third, and I'm not going to put it up on the screen here, is to take a look at it as a SafeMoon wallet. It's the new one. It's also going to be a multi-chain wallet. They've got a lot of really exciting things. I'm going to do a video on SafeMoon in the future here, but they've got a lot of really exciting things on their roadmap that you're going to want to take a look at them. Again, not financial, and I'm an investor. I've bought SafeMoon. I've got SafeMoon in my wallet, actually my SafeMoon wallet. So, but SafeMoon wallet is brand new. It just came out in the last week or two. So they don't have as much functionality as say Trust Wallet does. But they've got a buy button already. and you can already buy Ethereum, and the fees through Wire, which is who they use, are very similar to Coinbase. So I could see using, if I need to buy an Ethereum-based token, I could see using SafeMoon Wallet to do it once they start putting some of the other tokens in there. Right now, the options are very limited on what you can buy with the SafeMoon Wallet, but I recommend keeping an eye on it, and I think you'll like SafeMoon once you get familiar with it if you're not. So again, not financial advice, that's just my opinion on those particular wallets, cryptos, and different exchange options. So those are hot wallets, and I think I mentioned it in my last video if you watched it. There are also cold wallets. So what are cold wallets? Cold wallets is where you can store offline, right? So there's a couple different options. If you Google cold wallets, you'll see a list of different options. Generally, the best two are considered to be Ledger and Trezor. Those are kind of the two big ones. Here's what I recommend. Don't go out and immediately buy a cold wallet. Depending on what you're doing with crypto, it might not even store your crypto. They're very limited on what kind of cryptos you can put inside of these things. They were really designed for the big cryptos, and then they're rolling out support for other cryptos over time. So if you have a diversified crypto portfolio where you've got a whole bunch of different stuff, then you probably already know about hot wallets. But if you're just kind of getting into it, but you think you're going to have that, don't worry about a cold wallet right now. That's just my recommendation. It is safer, it's more secure, but you may not be able to put it in there. Now, if you've got a ton of Bitcoin or you've got a ton of Ethereum, then you might want to get a cold wallet and store it on there because it's considered more secure. So what are some considerations? Tax preparation. That's a big one. So crypto taxes is complicated. It's not as simple as you might think, especially depending on how active you are in crypto. I'm planning on doing a separate video on tax considerations, so I'm not going to go too in-depth into that right now, but that is definitely a consideration for what you want to do inside the crypto space. How you need to start thinking about, am I really just going to stay with just the big ones? Then maybe I want to stay on Robinhood, or I want to move on to Weevil, right? So figure out what you kind of think you're going to do. When I came into crypto, I knew I was going to try different stuff. I was going to explore. I have no problems putting $10 or $15 on a brand new crypto for the possibility that it'll 1,000x really quickly. A couple of dollars, $10, $15, and I multiply that by 1,000. That's a pretty good return on my investment. So I don't have any problem doing that, as long as putting it on that crypto doesn't. I don't want the fees for doing that to match what I'm putting in there, right? So it's got to make sense. But I have no problems doing that. So I knew that was going to be something I'm looking at, which means that I lose money, and sometimes I do a lot more trading of cryptos than probably the average person does. So I need to keep track of everything to make sure that I can do my taxes at the end of the year. All right, with that is everything that I wanted to cover in this particular video. Hopefully you found this video helpful. I reviewed the comments, so make sure you leave any suggestions, requests, or questions you might have. If there are any topics you want me to dive deeper into, definitely let me know. Some of these could have been their own video. My next video is going to be on tax prep, the tax preparation considerations. So just a reminder, if you have found my content helpful, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and it might help you catch my content if you turn on notifications so you get notified when I post new material. Until next time, stay strong with those diamond hands.